How in the world did you ever get involved in praying to demon spirits?
Well, when I came out of the Navy after World War II, I was looking to take up a trade in Montreal, Canada. And at that time, I ran across a fellow that had been on a particular ship with me. And he said, "Hey, Mono, you're alive. How nice to meet you." He says, "Let's have dinner tonight." So I got the evening off and I went out, we went out and had dinner. He told me, "Hey, I got something fantastic to tell you." He said, "I am affiliated with people that speak with the spirits of the dead. How would you like to talk to the spirit of your dead mother?" He said, "You wouldn't be afraid of talking to the spirit of your dead mother, would you?" But he says, "I know you. He says, you're going to come." He says, "You're not the same man. You're changed. You're chicken." That's all I needed to hear. I said, "When do we go to a seance?" So one Saturday evening, we were in the place. It was our first time. Very beautiful place. A medium was a lady. She had a gorgeous new home in Montreal. And there were about 20 invited guests there. I wish I was one of them. And she communicated with the spirits for there's different people there. And they were telling them what the spirit said. And then there was one lady that had been talking almost continually before the seance started, and she didn't believe in the dead appearing and all of this and all that. And she said, "Well, I would have to see my dead sister," she says, "to believe it." So while this the seance was going, one man said, "I would like to talk to my friend that died 6 months ago, but I don't want him to appear. Just want to talk to him. Because," he says, "I don't trust you talking to my friend for me." So the medium says, "Let me inquire of the spirit." "Yeah, the spirit will talk with you." And that big masculine voice was heard in the place. It says, "Hi, Frank. It's nice of you to ask for me to talk with you." And they had a little chat. And after it was over, Frank says, "This is the greatest thing on earth, to be able to talk with the spirits of the dead." Then the medium said, "We have a very special surprise tonight for you people. A spirit will manifest itself openly here in a few minutes. And it's like a big gust of wind hit the building. And right through the wall." Now the lights weren't terribly bright, but they were like living room lights. A couple of floor lamps and maybe some of these. And that translucent being seemed to come right out of the wall.
How did you feel right at that moment?
It's almost like my heart stopped a little bit. Very weird feeling. It was a lady in a beautiful evening gown, swirling. And she said to Mary, "My dear sister, you are so wonderful to have asked for me." And Mary fainted and fell right off her chair on the floor. And a couple of guys jumped up and picked her up, and spirit gone. And that was the beginning of it. Yeah.
So how did you feel about it?
Then I got into a secret society that worshiped the spirits, you see.
Well, now how is that different from the seance, Roger?
It happens that the seance are not involving in many ways. But when you get into a secret society of spirit worshippers, then, and especially when you're invited there by the direction of the higher-ups in the spirit world, you never get out of there alive. And this is exactly what my friend and I were up against. We didn't know anything about it. And there was a very, very popular big band leader,
jazz musician.
band, yeah. And one night we went to one of these seances, and he was with his wife. As we talk, the band leader says, "How long have you fellas been involved with sorcery?" And he chopped us a little bit, and I said, "Exactly what do you mean?" "Well," he said, "you know, what you people are doing, talking to the supposed spirits of the dead." He says, this is silly."
And this man had been at the seance with you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he's telling you that it's silly what you've just done.
He says, "I want power, I go right to the source of power." And he says, "How do you think that I became famous the way that I am?" And I said, "You must have had some good luck." But he says, "There's no such thing as good luck." He says, "There's either some power working for you somewhere, or you don't get ahead in this world." So he said, the supposed spirits of the dead that you're talking with are demon spirits. You're fallen angels. You're beautiful beings.
Just set it out, just like
Oh,
that.
yeah. He said, "You guys have got a great future ahead of you. Because we've been told, the high priest of our society, secret society, has been told that the master has very special plans for you too."
Now, what did he mean by the master?
Satan. And we were interested to hear more about it. And he told us, he says, "Look, we worship spirits. We worship Lucifer and all his angels. They're just as beautiful as they did before they were cast out of heaven." He says, "There was a misunderstanding in the whole thing." He said, "among the inhabitants of the galaxies." And he says, "Our master was misunderstood. And God did not bear with him like he does with people that make mistakes today. So we're in a warfare, good against evil.